Mass Effect meets Doom. If that concept piques your interest, then you're in the right place, because today we're going to be talking about an exciting sci-fi shooter called Metal Eden that is releasing on May 6th. And right now you can play the demo completely for free, which includes the first 2 missions of the game, by clicking on my link in the description. Metal Eden releases next month on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. The developers are also hosting a speedrun challenge from now until April 15th, with a total prize pool of $1,000 US. So be sure to get in on that action. Full details on how to participate and contest rules are linked in the description as well. I had the chance to play the Metal Eden demo this week, and I was thoroughly impressed with the fast-paced movement and challenging combat encounters. The wall running in particular reminded me of Titanfall, while the visceral gunplay and melee combat brought back feelings of Doom Eternal. Big shout out to the developers for sponsoring this video and providing me with a key to play the demo early. But that's enough yapping for the intro, so let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into Metal Eden. So let's set the scene with a bit of lore about Metal Eden. In a distant future, humanity has set out into the stars, colonizing new worlds and harnessing technology to advance themselves with cybernetic upgrades. You play as Aska, an advanced hyper unit built upon a digitized human psyche. Think Johnny Silverhand meets Master Chief, and your mission is to rescue humanity from the villainous engineers who are holding your people hostage in a massive city known as MOEBIUS. What this means in terms of gameplay is that you will pilot Aska on missions to capture cores and fight past waves of mechs to rescue humanity. The missions proceed through linear levels with lots of platforming, insane movement, and rip and tear style gameplay that immediately reminds me of games like Doom Eternal. One core gameplay mechanic, no pun intended, is to rip the energy core from the heart of your enemies. After extracting a core, you can throw it into a group of foes, dealing massive AoE damage, or you can consume the core to buff yourself and charge up a super punch ability, which can be used to shatter the armor of tankier opponents, making it easy to take them down. Basic melee attacks can be used to stagger enemies, weaken enemy armor, or just buy you a bit of time and create space for yourself. The combat really plays out like a fast-paced puzzle, as you expertly manage your abilities, cooldowns, and ammo to tackle enemies in an appropriate way. If you carelessly run and gun without considering enemy weaknesses or your resources, you may find yourself stranded and taking a one-way trip back to the nearest checkpoint when you die. One big thing I noticed about Metal Eden is that the movement is buttery smooth and lightning fast. Your character can use a boost pack to jump great distances, double jump, or even air dash. You can also dodge mid-air to evade enemy attacks, or just close the gap on the nearest ledge. Dodging and boosting consumes fuel, which is basically a stamina meter, which regenerates whenever you're back on solid ground. And you can even traverse by running on walls, which also regenerates fuel. Aska can also utilize a grapple hook or zip lines to traverse greater distances. Overall, I absolutely loved how it feels to move around the levels in Metal Eden. In the second mission of the demo, you'll unlock skill tree upgrades, aka body modules, and weapon upgrades. The skill tree is broken down into 3 major areas: core ripping, core power, and bodysuit upgrades. You can upgrade your weapons by visiting these pig store terminals that are placed throughout levels. You upgrade your equipment using dust, which is a resource that drops from enemies. And some weapons have multiple upgrade paths. So let's take a look at some raw gameplay from my first playthrough, showcasing some of my favorite moments from the Metal Eden demo.
Approaching central sector.
There it is. Our passage to Vulcan. Can you get there for me, please?
You're going down.
Wave incoming. incoming.
Engaging target.
Next wave incoming. Overdrive act. Final wave incoming.
So there you have it. We've taken a closer look at Metal Eden, an exciting upcoming sci-fi FPS that is releasing on May 6th. If you want to play the demo, you can do so for free by clicking on my link in the description. Also, be sure to check out the Metal Eden Speedrun Challenge that is happening until April 15th. The developers are putting up a total prize pool of $1,000, so now's the time to get in on that action. Big shout out to the developers for sponsoring this video, and as always, big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.